Namaste, everyone. Welcome to Yin and Restorative Yoga with some gentle movement at the start. So for this practice, make sure that you have two blocks, a strap, a blanket, and a pillow or bolster. And of course, any additional pillows and blankets might be helpful. Let's find a way to sit comfortably, whatever that means for you. Maybe set up on a prop or directly on the ground. Sit in a way that you can feel. In fact, go ahead and shift your weight around the bottom of your pelvis as you're situating your body onto that seat of your choice. And take a moment to feel your weight shift towards the front of the pelvis, one side and the other, the front, the back, and then go in the opposite direction too, because we're going to focus quite a bit in this area of the body, which is the region of your root energy center. So a lot of grounding practices. And the Sanskrit word for the root energy center is Muladhara chakra. So things to keep in mind: a balanced root energy center involves having a positive connection with your physical body and your physical existence in general. So you're connected in a way to the earthly realm, to nature. You spend regular time, quality time, mindfulness in nature. You're also feel a sense of being supported in your life, in your clan, whatever that might be, your immediate family, your partner, your children, if you have any, and even within the communities that you are a part of. You have a sense of belonging and a right to be here in this planet, here in this city, here on this ground where you are right now. There's also a connection to our ancestors. So you have a healthy connection to those who've passed before you and honor your lineage in some way. So it's much about roots, right? And how you root yourself in different ways, how you nourish yourself with food from the earth, how you shelter yourself. It's meeting your basic needs of feeling safe and secure where you are physically. So we're going to practice cultivating that sense of safety and security in our physical asanas of yin and restorative postures. And then we're going to root internally in our meditation practice, as well as our breath work. The breath work is going to be grounding, and it's going to be a way to bridge the mind and body into that feeling state of safety. So let's begin. Now that you're sitting upright, let the shoulders relax, let the rest of the body relax, but still feel alert and open. Place your hands on your body where you can most be attentive to your physical body. Maybe it's a hand to the middle of the chest, a hand to the lower belly. Maybe it's hands on your legs, whatever works for you. And if it helps, close your eyes and start to mindfully scan mentally your physical body. Notice the points of contact between it and the surface below, and notice how that feels. Notice any sensations in your feet, in your legs, maybe even the air. Maybe there's a breeze touching your skin somewhere. So notice whatever you can notice in terms of physical sensations. So through this mindful whole body scanning, begin to gauge what your physical state feels like as you begin your yoga practice. Now zoom your attention to the sensations of the breath as it's naturally flowing in and out of your body. As you observe the qualities of the natural breath, gauge how you feel energetically right now. Then land your awareness onto your mind and where your attention is drawn. Is your attention jumping from one object of focus to another, from one thought to another? Is there a calmness to the mind? Bring a sense of caring curiosity rather than judgment to what you're observing. sense how you feel mentally and emotionally right now. Now, I invite you to bring up a thought of gratitude. What can you offer gratitude for in this moment? You might even say it out loud where you are. And with that feeling of gratitude, start to clarify one thing that you would like to focus your attention on, and thus place your energy on and expand into your experience through this practice. Maybe even say it out loud. Notice the difference to say it out loud or internally. Having set your intention, call to mind somebody or a community or a cause that you care about. And I invite you to dedicate this practice to them. Now let's prepare to chant. The seed sound of the root energy center, which we're focusing on today, is LAM, L-A-M. You might visualize the area of your root energy center, which is at the base of your spine, your pelvic floor region, and invite the feelings of safety, of being supported, of feeling nourished and cared for, including by yourself. And with that, you might visualize the color red, red like blood. And let's chant three lams together. So inhale deeply. Let's continue with a pranayama or breathing technique that helps to bring a sense of calm and grounding to the nervous system, as well as grounding to the mind. And it's Ujjayi pranayama, which means victorious breathing. So closing your lips, softly narrow the back of your throat and invite a gentle, smooth whispering sound as you sustain your breath evenly in and out to your nose. Listen to a few cycles of that rhythmic breathing here as you're sitting. Taking your time to patiently find the very top of the inhalation without straining, and completely emptying the breath just as slowly. So that balance that you're creating in your breathing transfer to a feeling state of balance in your mind and your body and your nervous system, so that we move the body with that tone. So as you're sitting down, if you are sitting cross-legged, I invite you to switch the cross of your legs. Plant your hands on your lap and sit tall, shoulders relaxed, and begin to circle your spine in one direction as you breathe in, coming forward. In the other direction, breathing out, leaning back. Continue at your own pace of breath. So let this be a vinyasa flow, a breath-led movement. Slowly beginning to warm up the area of the pelvis, the lower spine, and then feel free to switch directions a few times. Keep going. I'm going to turn on some music. Switching directions again. Finish the cycle of breath that you're on. And let's begin to lower onto tabletop position. So hands and knees on the floor. Spread your fingers wide. So think of the roots of a very stable tree. Spread your weight throughout your finger pads. Point your index fingers forward or slightly turn them out, and root the base of your thumb and index. Stack your shoulders right above your wrists, but step your knees about 2 inches behind your hips. Now to the breath. As you inhale, glide your chest forward and coil it up, peeling your shoulders behind you as you gaze up into cow pose. As you exhale, contract your abdomen, slowly tucking your tailbone beneath and dropping your head to round into cat pose. Keep going. Inhale, glide your chest forward and tilt your sternum up. Exhale, lift your navel towards your spine, tilting your pelvis back. Go about 5 more cycles at your own pace of breath, really slow. Be in the feeling of synchronization, of body, of breath, of mind. So the root energy center not only involves the area of the base of the spine, the pelvic floor, but what's beneath that, our legs and feet, which root us literally into the earth. So start to lean back onto your calves, and if your knees are sensitive, you can sit on a folded blanket that's right up against the backs of your knees if you like. Start to use one hand to lift that side of the knee off the floor as you point your toes back. So we're stretching into the front of the lifted ankle, or the knee that's being lifted, that ankle, and the top of the foot. Relax the shoulders, slightly engage your lower abdomen so that you're lifting the spine tall. Center in on the sound of your breath. You might even feel this opening from the top of the foot to the ankle to the shin area, muscles around the shin. Then finishing this breath, switch sides. As you lift that knee, press the top of the foot onto the floor. Listen to the sound rhythm of your breathing, and let that be a way to soothe your mind and to ground your attention in your body and what you're feeling in your body. Now gently lower that knee and plant your hands in front. This time tuck your toes behind you, and let's stretch the soles of your feet and the backs of your ankles, the area of your Achilles tendons. So start to lean back, finding just the amount of leaning back that works for you. And if your spine is completely upright, you can also place your hands on your lower back like you would for camel pose. And hug your elbows close together as you encourage your tailbone to lengthen downward as you lift your back ribs away from it and seal in the bottom of your front ribs. Drawing your shoulder heads back and pressing the tops of your shoulders down. Elbows coming closer together. 3 more breaths here. Lots of energy channels around the soles of the feet. So notice if any area feels resistant or energy feels stuck there. This is to help get the prana flowing, the life force energy flowing. And then as you release your hands back to the floor in front of you, tap the tops of your feet onto the ground. Encourage that flow of energy, circulation of blood. See that your knees are a couple inches behind your hips as you stack your shoulders over your wrists again. Spread the roots of your fingers and lift your hips back into a moving downward facing dog. So spend about 5 breaths pedaling your feet gently in place, moving into the backs of the legs, hamstrings, calves. Use your hands to root into the ground and shift more weight back towards the rear of your mat, protecting your wrists. Spread your shoulder blades apart across your upper back by rotating your triceps towards the ground. And then completely relax your neck. You might move and shake your head out a few times, relax your jaw, relax the muscles in your face, relax the tongue. And as you drop the head, see if you can lift your shoulder blades further back away from your neck. Firming in the belly, press the fronts of your thigh bones back and sink your heels deeper and deeper towards the ground, even if they don't touch the ground. You might also keep the knees bent. Now land your eyes on one spot as we listen to 3 more deep breaths here in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Though you're externally holding the body still, feel the flow of energy. You're lifting the sitting bones up and back. You're rooting down through the fingers spread and forward. You're pressing your chest towards your shins and hugging in the front ribs. When you hear the end of the 3rd exhale, walk up slowly to the front of your mat to stand in a forward fold with your feet at least hips width apart, parallel to each other. And once there, bend your knees so much that you could easily rest your belly on your thighs, tilting your weight as far forward as you can balance, hoping to stack your hips above your heels. Then take hold of opposite elbows with your hands and gently sway your spine side to side, straightening one leg slightly and switching sides. Let your head completely fall, soften your neck and jaw. But as your arms fall, lift your shoulder bones up away from your neck. Invite space along your cervical spine. Keeping the breath going, switch the cross of your arms and see if you might be able to tilt your weight further forward as you spread the toes. See that your second toes are parallel to each other. Then plant your fingertips on blocks ahead of your feet, so that as you firmly press into the blocks, engaging the belly, breathe in and stretch your spine forward parallel to the ground, engaging your abdomen as you press your shoulders back. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips, dropping your head. Let's flow with the breath. 3 more rounds of half forward fold. Again, press down with your fingertips and draw your chest through your upper arms. Let the spine grow as you stretch forward. Exhale, keep lengthening the spine and hinge forward from the hips. Uttanasana, forward fold. Again, inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Lengthen the sides of your torso and the sides of your neck. Exhale again, Uttanasana, forward fold. Lengthen the backs of the legs. One more. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Press down to your feet. Inhale, sweep the arms forward, rising all the way up to stand. Roll your shoulders behind your ears and drop them down as you lift your heart and look up in Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, join your palms and trace them from the crown of your head all the way to the area of your root energy center. Half sun salutations. Inhale, sweep your arms forward. Again, roll your shoulders behind you. Direct your tailbone towards the ground right between your heels. Exhale, this time, bow from your hips, plant your fingertips on the blocks. Press into the blocks. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen your spine forward. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Press down with your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms forward, rise again into a gentle back bend. As you peel the shoulders back, hug your front ribs in. Then exhale your hands from your crown as a blessing yourself all the way to your root energy center. Once more, inhale, sweep your arms forward, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hinge, Uttanasana. Press with your fingertips. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale again, Uttanasana. Root down through the soles of your feet and inhale, rise, lifting your heart as you gaze up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands together, down your center line. From here, Bend your knees, bring your hands to your hips, roll the shoulders back, look up and breathe in. Then tilting forward, place your fingertips on the blocks and walk the blocks back alongside your heels on their tallest height. Step your left knee behind you into a kneeling lunge with your legs as wide apart as your hips sideways, stacking your right knee directly above your right heel. We're gonna go through another flow. So keep your back toes tucked, and if you need some cushion under your left knee, you can put your folded blanket under it. As you breathe in here, keep your hands down and let your pelvis sink, gaze up, and open your throat. As you breathe out, to a degree that's comfortable, begin to straighten both of your legs, keeping your feet where they are, wide stance, scissoring the right outer hip back as you stretch your spine forward and fold. Pyramid pose. Inhale, lower your back knee again into a kneeling lunge, look up. Exhale, lift your back knee, straightening your legs, bow in, pyramid pose. 3 more rounds. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. Listen to your breath. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Take the entire length of each part of your breath to go into the posture. Exhale, pyramid pose. This time, come into a high lunge so the back knee is lifted. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step the left foot forward and the right knee back. Second side, kneeling lunge. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Keep the back toes tucked as you sink your hips and gaze up. Exhale, lift your back knee. Straighten your legs to what's comfortable. Scissor the left hip back. Reach the heart forward as you bow. Pyramid pose. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Look up. Exhale, pyramid pose. Imagine you're trying to create a flat back as you bow. 3 more. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale, kneeling lunge. And exhale, pyramid. From here, lower your back knee, and this time, step the left knee to the ground, and let's transition to lying down with a block beside you and your strap nearby. As you're lying on the ground, let's come into Apanasana. Bending your right knee towards your chest, taking hold of your right thigh or your right shin with both hands. Ground the backs of your shoulders and lengthen your neck. With your left leg straight on the floor, hug your right thigh even closer to the right side of your abdomen. Some pressure to stimulate digestion as you massage into the belly. Let's circle out the right foot in one direction for a few breaths. Listen to the quality of your breathing again. Switch directions. So the English name for this posture, Apanasana, is wind relieving pose. Notice the effects of it. All right, from here, take your strap and step the ball of your right foot into the loop or center of the strap if there's no loop. And imagine happy baby pose with just your right leg. So take hold of the strap in your right hand with your right arm on the inner side of your right thigh. Use your left hand to press down the top of your left thigh so that the back of your left hip stays on the ground as much as the back of the right hip. Kick into the strap and turn the sole of your right foot to completely face up, to face the ceiling. And then start to splay open your right thigh so that knee draws to the ground or towards the ground just outside of your right shoulder. How's the breath? So you might also perceive this posture as a lying down or supine version of lizard lunge. As you gently pull the strap, or you might opt to hold your outer foot if that's easily reachable. Keep grounding the back of your left hip and drawing your right knee towards the floor. We've got about 5 more deep breaths here. Taking your time to feel the full capacity of your lungs and complete release of the breath. And then from here, remove the strap and step your left foot on the ground. Turn out your right thigh and create a figure 4 shape out of your legs. Flexing your right foot, cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Stay here for a moment with your left foot on the ground, shoulders on the ground, and use your right hand to gently press open your inner right thigh. Flexing your right foot this entire posture helps to stabilize your right knee so that you're not laterally rotating at the right knee very much at all, but you're turning out the right thigh bone from the hip socket. You might opt to stay in this position with the left foot on the floor, or coming in to thread the needle, lift your left foot and thread your right hand between your thighs. Take hold of your left thigh or shin with 2 hands and begin to bring the left leg towards you while splaying the right thigh open. Shoulders and head relaxed. If your head tends to lift off the ground, you can place a pillow or a folded blanket under your head so that you can feel relaxed. We're going to be here for about 10 full breaths. Now, if you find that your right calf is almost touching your chest, it's that close to you, then you might opt to go into supine single pigeon pose. And that's where you cradle the sole of your right foot and your right knee within the crooks of your elbows, like you're carrying a baby right up against your chest, and straighten your left leg forward flat on the ground. Again, keep flexing your right foot. Let's tune into several more breaths here. Finish the cycle of breath that you're on before you return to Apanasana, bending the right knee towards your belly. Grab your strap again, step the ball of your right foot into the loop or center of the strap, and hold the strap in your left hand. Let's prepare for a twist while keeping the right leg straight. So extend your right leg towards the ceiling and use your right thumb for a moment to hook the outer crease of your right hip and press it away from you. So you're slightly tilting your right outer hip forward towards the front edge of your mat to help lengthen the right side of your torso as much as the left side of your torso. Because when you lift a leg, easily that hip can hike up and shorten that side of your waist. You want to keep the even length. From your right ankle, sickle your right foot and turn the sole of the foot to face the left wall. This will get a little more into the IT band region of your outer right thigh. Now open your right arm wide to the right, grounding that shoulder, making sure it stays on the floor. Begin to slowly twist to your left side. Take your time, breath by breath. As you're twisting, continue to roll your right outer hip towards the front edge of your mat, as though your thumb was still there. Now here's an option if it's available to you in your body right now. If it's too cumbersome, and it takes you out of the twist, then leave it alone. So the option is to help stretch the left quadricep at the same time that you're here. And you can do that by bending your left knee, lifting the heel towards your glutes, and seeing if you could reach hold of your left foot with your right hand. If you can easily hold on to it, bring it in a little closer and reground your right shoulder. Continue to tilt your right outer hip forward as you continue to twist. Let's stay about 10 more deep breaths where you are. You might also stretch your neck while you're here by gazing past your right shoulder. As you're sickling your right foot, the sole is turning to face the earth or might be pressing into the floor. What's coming up in your mind right now? Can you redirect your attention to the breath and to the experience you're having in this moment with your body? If you are holding your left foot, gently slide the left leg straight forward and roll onto your back. Keep the strap on your right foot, raise your right leg towards the ceiling, and now hold the strap with both hands. We're gonna get into our hamstrings just a bit more. So first, again, tilt the right outer hip forward and try to evenly face your two frontal hip bones towards the ceiling. Keep your legs parallel to each other so you're not turning out the left leg or the right leg. Think of spinning your inner left thigh slightly towards the ground without pigeon toeing. Flex both of your feet and press your insteps away from you. As you hold the strap with two hands, gently begin to bring the right leg closer. By flaring your elbows apart, relax your shoulders on the floor and continue to lengthen your neck. Let's continue for 10 more breaths. Another way to support your right hamstring here is to flex your right quadricep, which is the front muscle of your right thigh, without locking the knee. When you finish your 10th exhalation, gently release the leg, remove the strap. Draw your bent knees both into your chest and rock a little in any direction, side to side, forward and back, or you might like to circle the legs together and apart. Come back to your breath. Long inhales, long exhales through the nose. Listen to the quality of that whispering sound at the back of your throat. Smoothing it out. Now continue to hug your left knee into your chest and slide your right leg forward on the ground. Little by little, hug your left thigh to the left side of your abdomen, pressing against your colon. Ground the backs of your shoulders, still lengthening your neck as you rest your head. Start to circle your left foot at the ankle, alternating directions. Wind relieving pose, Apanasana. take your strap again, step the ball of your left foot into the loop or the center of the strap. Keep your left knee bent as you splay it to the outside of your left shoulder, holding the strap with your left arm inside of the leg. Turn the sole of your left foot to completely face the ceiling as if your left leg was in Happy Baby. Use your right hand to root down the top of your right thigh, the back of your right hip. Breath by breath, draw your left knee closer to the ground. And breathe. Just like the attitude of observing your mind at the beginning, cultivate that caring curiosity with what you're feeling in your body here. Notice how any sensations may evolve within just a few breaths, whether they linger, whether they amplify or wane, or transform into another. Last few breaths here in the supine version of lizard lunge. Now, removing the strap, step your right foot on the ground. Flex your left foot and rotate your left thigh at the hip socket externally. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh into a figure 4 shape. Start by keeping your right foot and shoulders on the floor while pressing your left hand gently against your inner left thigh to help splay it open. Breathe here. Notice how this feels, and you might opt to stay here. Or if moving to thread the needle, lift your right foot and thread your left hand between your thighs. Use both hands to catch hold of your right leg, whether the thigh or the shin. Gently bringing your right leg closer, continue to splay open your left thigh. If you find that your left calf is almost or already touching your chest, it's that close to you, then you might find it helpful to move into supine single pigeon pose, where you cradle the sole of your right foot, your left foot, and your left knee within the crooks of your elbows like you're carrying a baby right up against your chest. Then straighten your right leg flat on the floor ahead. Stay about 10 more deep breaths where you are. Listen to the breath. When you finish counting your 10 cycles of breath, then bend your left knee towards your chest, grab your strap again, step the ball of your left foot into it. This time hold the strap in your right hand as you extend your left leg upright towards the ceiling. Use your left thumb to hook the outer crease of your left hip and to tack it forward, lengthening the left side of your torso. Keep that action of tilting your left outer hip towards the front edge of your mat and sickle your left foot. From the ankle, turn the sole to face the right wall. Keep that action going. And open your left arm out to the left side, resting on the floor, making sure the left shoulder stays grounded. Take your time twisting to the right side. Breath by breath. And as you're twisting, continue to tilt your left outer hip towards the front of your room. And now if you did so on the first side, added that quadricep stretch for the opposite leg, see if it might be available for you here. By bending your right knee, bringing the heel towards the glute, reaching with your left hand to catch hold of your right foot to bring it in closer, then reground your left shoulder and continue to tilt your left outer hip forward, maybe looking past your left shoulder. Stay in whatever version of the asana you're in for 10 more slow breaths. When you've counted your own 10 breaths, start to unravel from the twist where you straighten your right leg forward on the ground and hold the strap with 2 hands, lifting your left leg upright. Before you start to pull the strap towards you, feel that your 2 sides of your waist, from armpits to outer hips, are even in length as much as possible. Right, so the left hip is not hiking up to shorten the left side. Then flex both of your feet and keep your legs parallel to each other so you're not turning out at the hips. Think of the inner right thigh spiraling slightly towards the ground without pigeon toeing. Breath by breath, pull the strap closer and bend your elbows apart. You might offer your left hamstring support by contracting your left quadricep, being mindful not to lock your knee. 10 breaths here. So finding just the range of motion where you can breathe fully. You're not going past your edge. You're listening to your body with caring curiosity. When you finish counting 10 cycles of breath, then let's return to Uttanasana. Remove the strap and bend your left knee into your chest. Add your right knee bent into your chest. This time, let's come into full happy baby. Splay your thighs apart, thread your arms between your legs and catch your outer feet, lifting the soles of your feet to face the ceiling. Parallel your feet to each other and press the back of your tailbone and shoulders into the floor. Stay grounded in that way. As you gently pull your feet apart, lower your knees closer to the ground. Notice if this feels any different than your past happy babies after we've done those hip openers. Maybe yes, maybe no. Just observe. Let's stay a few more breaths. Slide your hands to your outer thighs and close your knees. Draw them in and start to rock and roll forward and back, forward and back. A few times so that you can comfortably sit upright. Once you're sitting upright, grab a pillow and blanket and block. You might even like 2 blocks. So just to have them nearby, just in case. We're gonna set up for a supported child's pose. So straddling the pillow as the pillow traces the midline of your mat, bring the inner edges of your feet to touch. So your pelvis is on the pillow. And if you have a long torso, you might add a block. And then if you're wanting a little more cuddling action at your belly, you can use a second pillow, you could use a blanket, you can place the blanket to compress the lower abdomen. That can feel soothing, especially for digestion stimulation. And then you can grab either another folded blanket, a pillow, or a block, and place it at a height that allows you to rest your forehead on it without straining your neck. So you're trying to invite a neutral curvature, the natural curve of your neck. Shoulders relaxed away from the neck. And then notice, experiment where to place your arms where it can feel really natural and you're not trying to hold your body up in any way. So whether the arms are forward, out to the sides, back behind you, feel it out. Maybe you prefer to turn your head sideways. We're going to be here for 3 full minutes, as restorative postures are really a practice of embracing stillness and surrendering efforts. So find the position you can be in and then allow your body to sink into the props, into the ground supporting it. Let each exhalation be an invitation to gravity to ground you, to root you closer towards the center of the earth. With your mind's eye, scan the muscles along your teeth, inside of your ears, outside of ears, tracing your jaw, relax all that area, softening your tongue. It's said that the jaw and the pelvis are very connected. When there's tightness in either one, and it causes tightness in the other, so soften the jaw and help to relax the region of your pelvis, the region of Muladhara chakra. What else is there to let go effort from? Perhaps treat it like a fun game. What else can I find? What else can I relax? How fun. So as you give your body instruments, this wise instrument for connection with the outside world, permission to release effort, permission to feel completely supported, to relax. Let it be an act of loving kindness, of care and gratitude for your body. With all that we demand of our bodies day to day, whether you're physically active and very mobile, or your job requires you to be still a lot, all of that demands of the body in some way. Thank you, body. Thank you, feet. Thank you, knees. Thank you, calves. Maybe even say thank you out loud and name the parts that you can offer gratitude to sincerely. So let this next breath finish. And once it's emptied, take your time. We're not rushing to get out of this posture. Do it at a snail's pace, pressing your hands into the ground. Let your skull feel heavy as you begin to lift the head. We'll eventually land sitting upright with the legs in front of you. You might choose to sit up on a prop like a folded blanket to help lift your spine tall, or not. See what's more comfortable. Notice your breathing as you're transitioning. Make it a mindful transition as you observe the breath. Straightening your legs in front of you, you're going to prepare for 10 breaths of Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. So you might opt to use a strap around your feet or not. Flex your feet and press the insteps forward. That'll help rotate the inner thighs slightly towards the ground, creating support for your lower back. Press down with your two sitting bones firmly and lift up, rebound a lift from the base of your spine at the roots all the way to your crown. Soften the shoulders back and down and keep your chest broad, your throat open. And as you breathe out, hug in your front ribs and start to reach your heart forward towards the space between your big toes. As you inhale, press the pelvis down and lengthen the spine from it. And as you exhale, maybe fold some more. 10 breaths in total. Now, if you can clasp your big toes with your peace fingers without tensing the shoulders or closing off the throat, you might opt to do that. When you finish counting 10 breaths at your own pace, root your sitting bones down and slowly inhale, lift your sternum and the rest of your spine. Then find a way to sit so that you can practice one more breathing technique before we rest in corpse pose in Shavasana. Sit in a way that you feel grounded and upright. Body feels spaciously open for the breath to easily flow. And then set your hands in a position that's grounding for you. Sometimes it can help to place the hand on the floor itself and a part of your body that might need to feel more grounding. Like if the heart is racing, if there's anxiety and maybe you feel it in the chest, maybe you place your hand at the chest, a hand on the ground. Or if the head is spinning or something like that, lots of thoughts, maybe a hand to your head, a hand to the earth. So touch something that's grounding and then place the other hand in a part of your body that would like more grounding. So the practice is Samavriti Pranayama, or box breathing. And we'll breathe in and out with the mouth closed. Inhaling for a slow count of 4, we'll hold the breath in for a count of 4. Exhaling for a count of 4, and we'll hold the breath out a count of 4. Let's try 2 cycles together and 3 cycles on your own. So empty this breath, sit tall, maybe close the eyes, hold it out. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Cycle 2. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue 3 more cycles. If you want to slow it down, feel free. Take your time to finish at your own pace, no rush. And when you do finish, just sit breathing naturally and observe how you feel in mind, in body, and energy. Then if your eyes are already closed, maybe keep them closed and start to transition to the floor, lying down in a way that's most comfortable for you to rest for a few minutes in stillness. Close your eyes and continue to let go of controlling your breathing. As you rest a little longer in corpse pose in Shavasana, feel the ground beneath your body. Feel the earth supporting you. Then bring your attention throughout your physical body and notice how it's responding to your physical practice of yoga. Listen to how your body may be ready to move as you gently wake it up. Taking your time, slowly turn over onto your right side, resting your head on your arm. Especially in a yin and restorative class where we move very slowly and hold still for longer periods of time. We spend a lot of time slowing down and finding a sense of calm in our nervous system. So as not to disrupt that, be mindful not to move abruptly. When you feel ready, press your hands into the earth and slowly lift your body up, finding a way to sit for meditation, 5 minutes of meditation. So again, root into your seat, whatever that may be, lift your spine tall and allow your body to feel ease. Place your hands maybe stacked face up at the center of your lap, thumb tips touching. Or another grounding mudra is to connect your thumb and index fingers with the palms face down. Close your eyes or steady a soft gaze on one spot ahead, and let's begin. As you allow the breath to flow naturally, locate the point in your body in which you can most easily pay attention to the breath just as it is. If your attention is drawn to an external stimulus, a sound, a vibration, or maybe something within your body, a sensation, or a thought, a trail of thoughts, or an emotion, acknowledge that, whatever it is that your attention jumped to, and let your acknowledgement of it suffice to let your attention come back to the part in your body where you can pay attention to your breath again. So rather than resisting whatever it is that's drawn your attention outside the breath, acknowledge it and then come back. Now, if an intense emotion arises, like something challenging, it might not be so easy to just come back to the breath. So instead, you might feel the sensation that arises from that emotion. Go to that part of your body and be with that sensation for as long as you need. And then when you're ready, perhaps come back to the sensation of the breath. If your eyes are closed, keep them closed, but start to expand your attention from your mind, from the sensation, to your body as a physical whole. And gather how you feel now mentally and emotionally. You might join your palms together at your heart as you think of something you appreciate at this moment. And with a feeling of gratitude, mentally or out loud, restate your intention for this practice. Allow it to continue growing. Then remember to whom or what you chose to dedicate today's practice to. Maybe take a moment to picture them receiving benefit from your efforts. And to close, I invite you to chant again the Bija mantra or seed sound for your root energy center. So in your mind's eye, locate the base of your spine at Muladhara. Visualize the color red and a feeling tone of gratitude, of nourishment, of being supported and safe. The sound is Lam. 3 times, inhale deeply. Lam. 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 Bow in towards your heart center, acknowledging the light within you. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.